I wonder if I should leave the DPS on. I guess it doesn't really matter for what I'm doing right now. So, hi. It's me, Sunshine. Originally, I was going to continue on the story, like I said I was going to do. I did actually get up to where I was, so I can go do it. Hang on, are we actually, like, streaming? I can't actually see the stream. Okay, there it is. But I discovered something much more cooler that I want to show off instead, so we're going to be doing that instead. Now, first things first, I want to show you something. If we head this way, like, if we try to leave the Rocky Highlands, well, we'll get stopped by, like, an invisible wall. I think this invisible wall is pretty big, so you can't fly over it, but I did discover something else. Because I'm a warrior, well, I can heroic leap over it. And that's not the only invisible wall, there's multiple invisible walls. Well, if we keep on walking this way, we'll eventually run into another. But this also means we can actually get over to the NPC over here, because you can't actually get to them because of the invisible wall. We're not actually going to talk with them, but I want to go this way. We should be getting to another invisible wall at some point. See if I can mount up here. Just so I can move a little bit faster. But yeah, okay, there's another invisible wall here, so we're just gonna, you know, heroic leap past this. And we're gonna be slowly heading into the wetlands. This may not seem like a lot, this may just seem like I'm just leaving the zone, but there is a lot more to this. And it is crazy. So I think at some point we're going to hit another invisible wall. Oh, okay, we can't use our mount. Maybe there's no more visible walls. Okay, in that case we can just keep on going. Now, you may notice something actually already. Where are the NPCs? Well, what I've discovered is the zone they use for Arathi Highlands only contains Arathi Highlands. If you manage to leave, you can go into an Eastern Kingdoms where there is absolutely nothing. There's no NPCs, no quests to do, no mobs to kill. You can't even go in dungeons. I don't think you can anyway. We can try. Let's go to Grimbatol. But you can basically explore all of Eastern Kingdoms. Now, you can do that anyway, obviously. But the fact that you can do it in this way makes this one of the biggest out of bounds I've ever seen. Even though we've seen most of this stuff for like years now, since Catalysms, obviously. If people have played the game, you've seen, you know, you've seen Dunmara, you've seen Stormwind, you've seen all that. But there are a few weird things going on. Like, I think there's meant to be a waterfall here, actually. I don't think there is, actually. Well, I can't remember, but there's, like, there are certain things that just don't exist. Like, if we try to go in here, well, there's no dungeon. And we just get stuck in another invisible wall. Let's see if we can get past this invisible wall. Okay, we can't get past that invisible wall. But we can't go into Grimbatol. In fact, there's actually a weird quest over here. Let's go over here and see if they're actually there. Okay, I think a lot of these doodads will be around, though, like these dead dragons, but I don't think there's going to be any NPCs. Although it does say there's, like, quests here, which is weird. Anyway, we'll head over here to wherever this is. I actually haven't done this quest, I probably should. But I just discovered this out of bounds and I wanted to check it out, like, on stream. Because it is huge. And there's a lot of things you can do that you can't be able to do normally. So yeah, there's nothing here right now. So right now this is going to be pretty lame, but just wait until later. You guys are going to see something amazing. It's not right now though. Now, one thing I've noticed about going out of bounds like this is if you go anywhere that's like underground, like if you go into Ironforge or Undersea, it seems to just disconnect you. So we're going to be staying away from those locations. Also, we can't go to the Karazhan Crypts, which I find interesting as well. That seems to also crash you. But there are other places that don't crash you, which I've noticed. which I kind of want to check out before we do the stuff I want to show you guys. Okay. We'll just keep them flying. Yeah, we can fly over the Badlands here. This is completely normal. There's absolutely nothing here. No Deathwing, no no NPCs that will give you the quest to be like, when the day Deathwing came. No Horde, I don't think. Like, if we go over to the Horde camp over here, I don't think there will be anyone here to, like, attack us. I think we're actually completely safe. And this is retail, by the way. This is actually retail WoW. Like, I can prove with the guild message. Well, that's not really a big proof, but... I think the general chat is the same, right? Hang on. Oh, I can't even speak into general chat. That's weird. Unless it's -0, right? Hang on. -0. No, I can't even speak into general chat. That's interesting. Anyway, you can see that there's no horde here, which is the main point of me coming here. I've noticed some areas have some rigid terrains, but we'll worry about that when we see it. Let's go towards Blackrock Mountain. I don't know if this will crash me. I can't say. I'm gonna not head inside just to be safe, but I do want to go like up here to where the layer is. I think this used to crash people back in Classic, because you could actually get up here. Okay, we can't go down to the raid. Interesting enough, it does say the raid is there on like the minimap, but it actually isn't. Well, not in this instance version anyway. We can go over here towards the statue of I can't remember what his name was. Anduin Lothar, I believe. Hero of the Alliance. Anyway, we can head over here. We can head towards Stormwind, which is completely normal, by the way. Although there are some weird things going on over there. I think that's just Westfall, though. Like a tornado over there. Actually, I wonder if the tornado can pick you up. I don't think it can in normal cases, anyway. But anyway, we can fly over good old Northshire Valley. We can fly down there and we can see if there's any people around, any like low levels leveling. But no, there's absolutely nothing. It's just a ghost town. 50,000 people used to live here. Now it's just a ghost town. Anyway, if we continue on over here, we'll make it to Stormwind itself, which is completely abandoned. I wonder if we can interact with the signs for like the statues. No, it looks smaller though, which is weird. Maybe that's just a Mandela effect. I feel like it's a lot bigger maybe in like Classic. But yeah, there's no signs for like Illyria statue or Khadgar statue or Trillian statue. Interesting enough, it does show us in the zone, as you can see, so there is some... it does know where we are. But as you can see, Stormwind is anything but lively today. It's just completely abandoned. No one's here. Yeah, this would be a perfect RP setting for like, or like a perfect setting for like a machinima where like everyone's just gone. All the NPCs are just gone. There's no trading post here. There's no mounts you can see on display. Oh my god, the statue of Varian is not even here. It just doesn't. It's just not here. It's just gone. Okay. Interesting. I don't think the boats are here. Oh, I say that I don't think the boats are here. I can see a boat right there. Although it looks kind of weird. No, it looks normal. Also, the music changes normally. I don't think the boat will come though if we like wait around, because I think those are considered objects and not necessarily a part of the terrain. I call them objects. They're more like solid. They're more like moving platforms. But anyway, let's go. You know, report to Triley and tell him that everyone's just gone. You know, we need to talk to the king. And this is actually one thing I've also noticed. Actually, one second, I want to see. Can we go to like the deep run tram? Like, what happens if we go down here? Absolutely nothing. Can't even get into the deep run trams. Okay, let's see if we can like heroically beyond this now. Oh well, whatever. Can I? What do you mean there's no path available? Whatever, I'll just jump out of here. Let's get back on our dragon and we're gonna fly onwards. Let's make our way back to Stormwind. We are in Stormwind, I mean. Let's go see Trallian, who's not here. There's no Trallian, no dungeon masters in the back, although there are cannons back here, weirdly enough. There are maps, but you know, there's no one here to like talk with. Everyone's on vacation, I guess, so they just left Stormwind alone, completely empty. Let's try the stockades. I know you can't get in here, this building, although it looks weird for a second there. Like, looked low poly, even though I was relatively close to it. Let's go to here. I'm kind of worried that the game will just crash, but like we'll see what the game will let us do. Because it doesn't seem to handle lower areas too well. Okay, now we just get stuck by an invisible wall. Darn those invisible walls! Okay, let's carry on. Let's try the mage tower. I'm not sure if we can, like, actually get in the proper part of the mage tower, but we can try. We'll see if this still works. Oh no, it doesn't. I just go right through it. We can't even go to the mage room. Okie dokie. Let's get out of here. One thing I've also noticed that you may have noticed me doing was inside this keep, we didn't get dismounted. Which is not normal. Normally when you go into the keep, you just get thrown off your mount. Anyway, I don't think there's anything else to explore down here. We'll look around and see if there's any more things missing. So far, the only thing that's gone missing is King Varian's grave, which, you know, I don't think you'll be too happy about, but not a lot I can do about that. I'm just a warrior. I'm not a statue builder. You know, we can fly over Westville. By the way, one thing I noticed, the NPCs I was talking about last time were not the NPCs I thought they were. Like, the NPCs they were referring to are the Defias Brotherhood, which for some reason they called the Defiles. So I don't know what's going on there. I was thinking of the other, like, NPCs in Ultrarch, because there's, like, a bunch of NPCs over there. I think they're just called the Syndicate, but I can't remember exactly. I just know that the Rogue, the Ravenhold, really doesn't like them. Okay, there's tents down there. This is where you would find, like, gnolls. They'll just be chilling. Let's see if the weird portal is over here. Actually, let's go to, like, let's make our way to the Dark Portal. And then we can head north, I guess. Because there is more things towards the north. Okay, here we're in Twilight Grove. This is where one of the, like, nightmare dragons would be back in Classic. It's also where you can teleport to as a druid. Although there's not a lot of reasons to go there as a druid. I think there's, like, I think it's just a shortcut though to get over here if you really want to get over here as, like, Horde. Or if you want to get to Stormwind as Alliance. Anyway, let's make our way to the Dark Portal where, you know, all hell broke loose and all of Warcraft basically started. We can go past Karazhan here. I've tried seeing if I can get under Karazhan to see if we can see the smiley face, but I couldn't figure out any way to get underneath it. I think that's just a classic thing. Yeah. If I ever play Classic again, I'll have to try and get under it. But yeah, we can try and enter it. It won't let us get too far though. We'll just get stuck by walls. Can we go to the other entrance actually? Let's have a look. Let's try this entrance. Let me dismount. No, we can't go this way. I'm not using the wrong abilities here. Okay, let's get back on a mount. So, there isn't anything of note here. Let's go towards the blasted lands. We'll go check out the Dark Portal. We'll also see which version of the Blasted Lands it uses, because there's two versions of the Blasted Lands. There's the one with the Dark Portal that takes you to Outland, and one with the Dark Portal that takes you to Draenor. I think this is the... maybe it's the Draenor one because it's red. Oh, we crash. It didn't like me going there. Okay, whatever. BRB when I fix this. If the game crashes, it'll put you back in a feet after a bit, so I'll meet you guys eventually. So, time for a break. By the way, I am still here. I haven't forgotten that I'm streaming or anything. um, for some reason, while I was having issues, and I'm doing a repair right now, so it's going to take a bit of time. So please hold. I'll keep the stream rolling for when I get back. But if you want to like come back like in half an hour, then feel free to like watch another video or go get snacks. We're here for the long run, apparently. Or at least I am. Um, Hi. So welcome back. Anyway, as I said before, I crashed the world and had to repair WoW. Is for some reason when you crash like that, it just puts you back here. Also, I'm recording this in a different way now. I'm recording this using the screen capture rather than the game capture because for some reason it doesn't want to capture WoW retail even though I have it set up correctly. Anyway, let's get out of there. Again, we're going to go explore the north, but first we need to get out again. Because, well, you know, we're back in Arathi and we have to get past invisible walls again. We'll head this way, towards Durnhold. Hopefully, the stream won't look terrible. If it does, let me know. I'll see what I can do about it. The only thing I can think to immediately do, though, is reinstall WoW, but that would take forever, so I'll probably have to call the stream if that's the case. Because it seems to be something on WoW's end. It doesn't seem to be anything on OBS's end, because as you can see, I'm playing the game just fine with this view, so it might be something to do with OBS, I'm guessing. I can look into it off camera and see if maybe I can change the settings, but off stream I should say, but it's weird. Anyway, let's continue our exploring. We're going to make our way to north, if it'll let me. Can't mount just yet. You had to get quite far into these zones to mount up from what I noticed. I don't know why. But whatever, I guess. We'll go this way and we'll just wait for it to say, oh, you're in Hillsborough now. Okay, we're in Hillsborough now. Didn't take too long, thankfully. Anyway, let's continue our lovely adventure. Now, I don't think there's a lot this side of Eastern Kingdoms to really look at, but there is one major thing I do want to show, but we're going to make our way to it slowly. We're going to go, like, around. But, you know, slow and steady. Let's focus on what we can see. We can go past the sludge vans. Are those, like, people here, actually? There's, like, NPCs that are, like, in the ground that you can, like, dig up, but I guess they're not here because there's no NPCs here. I'm sorry I haven't seen more janky terrain. I want to see more janky terrain. It's more fun then. Okay, let's head towards Gilneas. You can see that, like the sky, just fine. But yeah, we'll head into Gilneas and see if there's anything of note. It says we're in ruins of Gilneas. Hopefully it doesn't crash me when we get into Gilneas, of all places. Gilneas City. Yeah, the problem with me streaming like this actually is, well, if it crashes you guys can see my desktop. Although I guess that's not a big deal. I don't have anything weird, but... Yeah. Because I'm recording the screen, it will be kind of odd, to say the least. Yeah, I think I saw something over here. Oh, that's just a hill. That's normal. Excuse me. I remember there was a glitch over here that I saw on another YouTuber's channel. They showed that you can get to the old Gilneas if you go here. I tried it myself, but I think they fixed it, but, you know, I'm going to see again. You, like, go up here and it puts you in, like, old Gilneas. Okay, like there, it says we're in old Gilneas. So, yeah, we're actually back in time now. Unfortunately, I think if we land, it just puts us back into ruins of Gilneas. But yeah, if you're able to kill yourself, you were able to, well, if you were able to kill yourself here, you were able to, like, explore, but... like the old Gilneas. Or, well, Gilneas before it, like, phases into this. Anyway, it's weird and complicated. I'll have to make a separate video on that if I can ever get back there myself, but... so far I haven't been too lucky with it. I'm guessing Blizzard must have fixed it. Anyway, we'll head our way over here. We can fly over Shadowfang Keep. I wonder actually what will happen if we try to go inside. Because there is no instant portal here, so we could probably just walk straight in. Oh no, we can't. There's an invisible wall. Yeah. Well, we can probably just fly over anyway. I think you can do this anyway, and there's not really a lot up here. It just kind of is empty. Blizzard didn't really do anything here. If anything, actually, I can see some of that weird janky terrain. Look, guys, janky terrain. We found the janky terrain of Shadowfang Keep. What about up here, actually? See if there's any more janky terrain. Okay, no, this just looks like a doorway that kind of just leads nowhere. Yeah, it's got no dragon. Also, I know a good idea would probably be to hide my head-up display when I'm, like, looking around. Wait, this isn't right. Talk about janky terrain, I just got stuck in the floor there. Hang on, let's do that again. So, let's go first person. Let's take this off. And let's just walk down here like a normal person. You know, we're pretending we're doing the dungeon. Okay. So it worked that time. So maybe it's because I walked into this. What the heck? Okay, whatever. It's working now. I guess it's because we went in first person. So what if we just do this? No. Okay. Somebody confused. Have I made a WoW house yet? I don't have the expansion to do so yet. I didn't pre-order the expansion. I am waiting for it to come out. It's kind of, you know, it costs a lot to like pre-order it, I think. Well, I say that I don't actually. I think it was the same price as it normally is per expansion, but yeah. Anyway, I said upwards. We'll head to Tearsfall Glades. We can have a look at that weird location where that lake is. But yeah, I don't have the expansion yet myself. Apparently it's coming out this Thursday, which is actually my birthday, funny enough, but that's only if you've pre-ordered it. I haven't pre-ordered it. I'm getting it when it actually properly comes out for reals. Not because I don't want to get it or anything, but because I just can't really afford to buy it at this time. It's sort of, it's weird. Part of not having a job, you know. Okay, I remember this being there. Maybe they added this at some point. They've done a lot to this place. I think there's something over here from like the warrior like artifact quest, but I don't remember where it was. Because you can go like, I think somewhere under the water. Oh, we crashed. Gosh dang it. Oh, actually, yeah, I guess it just goes to the crash screen. Okay, let me reload the game. Hello! So, I need to reboot WoW. This means I have to get out of bounds again, though. Which is fun. I guess we'll head towards the hinterlands. There's another way we can get out. Once the game lets me. Yeah. Apparently, the out of bounds version of Eastern Kingdoms is a lot more unstable than the actual Eastern Kingdoms. Who would have thought? Struggling with a tough foe? Remember, just keep your health above 0 while lowering the enemy's health to 0. Works every time. That's what the loading screen tip says. Let's see if this is working now. No, it's just a black screen still. Oh no, I'm still in crash land. Okay, well I have to wait a minute then. I can't actually do anything right now. Hi. How's it going? I guess what I could do, I could get out the face cam so you guys can see me. That's the wrong button. Hello, hi. If you're wondering why what's in the background, by the way, that's just, I have the screenshot of me talking to one of the NPCs, because I wanted to see if it said anything different if I was a human, and it does, if you can read over there, but spoilers, I'm going to just put myself there so you guys can't see it. Don't want to spoil it right now. So, how you guys doing? Hope you guys enjoying the stream. I think you guys are getting me to 200 subscribers. The next Minecraft Alpha special won't be until 400 subscribers, so I figured I'd double it to make it like you know, you have to really subscribe if you want it. It's not going to be at 300 subscribers. It's going to be at 400 subscribers. So you know, you got to put in the effort. Share with your friends. I've been working on like my own game on my own time. Been playing some RPG Maker 2000. I might as well boot it up for giggles. I don't think I have a thing for it, but you know, I can just put it in like full screen and I can show you guys the stuff I've been up to. It's mostly just code in my own like battle system. So let me go put this up. Might as well have something to do while I wait for my character to be fixed. But yeah, this is what I've done so far. I've made my own battle system. Excuse me. And there are a few problems here actually. Like I discovered that the characters I'm using are too big. Because I made my own like tile set. Where can I like show it? Where's a good place to like show tile sets? I guess if I edit a character and I just go through here. But yeah, I made my own like tile sets. I can flip them through here so you guys can like see it. And it uses different things. Unfortunately, the problem with using this was it's a bit too big when you get in game. What I think I might have to do is like use this tile set and like remake it so it fits the battle. Because this is how the battle is going to be. I'm going to have it like kind of like Final Fantasy where you're like here and the enemy's like over here. Right now I'm just using slimes as an example. Honestly, it kind of makes me think of Phantasy Star. How I have it set up with like all this. And it also kind of makes me think of Earthbound. Which is kind of also what I was going for. But I need a lot of things to be done. I need to like redo a lot of things. A lot of the code I noticed doesn't really work too well, and the battle is generally laggy. I can't even show you guys a test battle. I do have a test map, but that's all I have. I had to go back and try the battle again. Okay, anyway, let's go see if WoW is working now. So let's go back to my other thing. I can work on my RPG another time. So where is WoW? This is Steam, Adrian. That's not WoW. So let's reboot WoW. Whoa! I love that joke. Excuse me again. Slowly but surely, this will load us in. Let's see if retail is working. Negative. I guess I'll just show you the screen. This is what I see. Yeah. Okay, hang on. I put on the wrong one. Hi. Okay. Looking to put the war in Warcraft, activate war mode and get yourself killed by people who have actually got PvP gear. Okay, where's my screen? Let's see if I've become fixed. Then we can make our way to the hinterlands, which is where the rest of this is going to occur. Okay, so we're back in Arathi. It's weird that I have a fail save that just puts you back here, but like, whatever. I sure wanted it. Can I put my... No, I can't. Okay. I have a face cam in this particular camera, but I guess it's not available right now. Anyway, let's head to the hinterlands. So we're going to head through this tunnel. I think this is the one place you can actually use mounts, funny enough. So this is kind of accurate. But anyway, we're going to just make our way here. You know. Yeah. The fact that Blizzard didn't think anyone would do this, though, is kind of funny. Okay, we're getting stuck by an invisible wall, but don't worry, we have warrior abilities. I think there's another invisible wall. I think this one has like 3 invisible walls. They really don't want you to go this way, but there's a good reason why they don't want you to leave the Highlands, by the way. And we're going to find out why that is, but we need to wait a minute for my heroic leap to come off cooldown. Because that's the only way I can really proceed. Otherwise, I'm just kind of standing here. Look really weird, actually. I try to make Garen, as you can kind of see, but like, it look kind of weird. I guess, you know, they weren't really made for World of Warcraft in mind. I've seen people make him pretty well, though, so I thought I'd give my own try. Okay, we're almost out. I think there is another invisible wall. I think. I can't actually remember. I guess we'll keep running until we run into it. Going into the hinterlands. I can't remember doing too many quests here back in the day. I think whenever I came to the hinterlands, it was for WoW Classic. There wasn't a lot of thing that told me to go this way in back when I played WoW back in like the original Wrath. Because the way I went was I started up in Dorothon and I went to the crossroads and well to the Barrens, I should say. And then I went to, I think I went to Hillsbrad, and then I went to Arathi Highlands, funny enough, and then I went downwards. Okay, I'm guessing there aren't any more invisible walls. Okay, let's head up to the Eastern Plaguelands. It took me a while when I first did this to figure out you can still use your mount, funny enough, but don't worry about that. Also, don't worry about that in their distance, you know, don't worry about that. Yeah, that's nothing to be worried about. Okay, I'm kind of tempted to explore more areas, but I'm kind of afraid I'll just crash the game again. It doesn't like me for some reason when I'm like in a place. It's like, no, you're not meant to be here. And there are a lot of areas like that. But anyway, there's one place I do want to explore, and that's Stratholme. Because for those who don't know, Stratholme is up here, and normally you can't really explore it too well outside of its instance version, but, we might be able to get in because of the fact that we're not, you know, in Azeroth. Well, we are, but, you know, we're in, like, this weird version of it where nobody exists. There's no mean stone here, which is kind of funny. Okay, let's go in here. There's instant portals, but don't worry about that. We can go right in. And there's this weird red thing. I don't know what this is, but you can walk right through it, apparently. I don't know what it is. Oh look, more janky terrain. Okay, but yeah, here we are in good old Stratholme. It looks just as you remember it, with all these lines and everything. Yeah, I think what they did was they took the instance version of Stratholme and put it over behind Stratholme in Catalysm, but I guess they didn't want it to be accessible anyway, so they put up invisible walls. But I guess they put this here because I guess they had some other ideas. But anyway, we'll have a look around Stratholme. We'll head this way. This is where like the side entrance will be. I think people have explored this out of bounds before. Okay. Whoa, okay. Whoa. Okay, well, you can see the other instant portal here, but apparently being here is very glitchy, so let's get out of here. Okay, nothing in the church. We can't pray to the lords. Can't pray to the light. Okay, that looks weird. Anyway, we'll keep going this way. This is all pretty standard if you've ever been out of bounds here before. But there is still some things to see. I'm kind of afraid to go in the building, so I'll stay away from them. I see some jank terrain over here, though. More jank terrain! Good old jank terrain. Can I, like, jump over this? Oh, I can fly anyway, so I can probably just fly over it, but... Actually, I think if you go in here, it, like, cools things out. No, never mind. Okay. There are, like, certain spaces you can, like, stand and it cools out the entire, like, scenery. Okay, here's where, like, the dungeon boss will be. Again, I don't want to go in there because I'm afraid that it would just crash again. We'll go this way. We'll go beyond this portal. And we'll go over here and we'll see this weird building which has nothing in it. There's some background shenanigans going on in here. But we also have a very untextured Naxxramas just looming above us. There was once a theory back in Classic WoW that this was how you was going to get to Nax. And this kind of proves it. You don't do that, unfortunately. The only way to get to Nax in Classic was you went to like a weird thing out just outside this, here. Like you went, oh hi, hello. We're apparently in call for last, but don't worry about that. There was like something over here you could go to. I guess we'll see it on the way out. And honestly, I kind of want to check out Quell for Last to see if it's actually there. But let's fly this way first. If we stay low to the ground, we should be right. It seems to be an invisible ceiling in here from what I've noticed, so you can't fly too high, but you can fly a little bit. Like, yeah, you can see where there's like an invisible ceiling. Okay, is this the right way? Yeah, this is normal. I can't remember how I navigated this before. It's really awkward to navigate, to be fair, but don't worry about that. Even though where you're going, it's not too hard. I wonder what they're going to do for this, actually, because, well, actually, I'm not going to say it quite yet, because I'm still don't want to spoil you guys. But this is where the biggest out-of-bounds things gets a bit more interesting. Because remember how we were just in Quell for Lost for a second there? Well, normally, if you try to go there right now, it just booshes you out because, well, the expansion isn't live yet. But you know where we are? We're not in Azeroth. Or we are, but we're in this version of Azeroth. So what happens if we try to go there in an instance version of Azeroth? Well, let's find out. So we'll go fly on through here. And, well, this is where it gets great. Because at this point, you'll be teleported back. But we're not. And you know what that means, guys? Yeah, that's right. We can explore the entire expansion before the expansion. So we can go to places we're not supposed to go. Like, we are not supposed to be here yet. But yeah, we can go to places, like we can go see the Ruins of Deathhold. I don't think there's any mobs, unfortunately, so you can't actually do anything. This is just a tour, but the fact that you can go here is crazy. Anyway, we can check out some of the new buildings that they have. Lizards, you know, put all this up for us to explore. So we're going to do that. Oh, there's a mean stone here. I don't think we can interact with it because we're in an instance. Apparently there's a dungeon here. I'm guessing you would enter, like, around there. But, well, it's not here, I guess. Let's go this way. So let's actually head up to Silvermoon. We can fly over Run the village, have a nice look at it. This is also the first time we get to fly in Quell for Lost. The normal Quell for Lost, you can't actually fly there because, well, it was made in TBC. They didn't make it with flying in mind, even though flying was added in TBC, funny enough. Okay. Sanctum of the Moon? When the heck, when did this come? Okay. This is a whole new area. It's got some void stuff over here. This is probably where Illyria is going to be, and she's going to be like, take this solar trap, and she's going to shoot him with an arrow. I mean, her. Yeah. Alright, let's go this way. We can go up to Tranquillium. I remember having to rep grind this back in the day. It was kind of funny. It's like one of the few factions you can get a lot of rep with easily. But yeah, we're straight up in places we shouldn't be. This is not where we're allowed. But, you know, that's just a suggestion. Anyway, let's keep flying this way. We're going to just keep exploring. We can take in the lovely scenery of Quell for Lost. We can go up to the weird runestone, which was used to protect the Blood Elves from the Scourge. Also, I just realised there's no dead scar, actually. They did a good job cleaning that up. Considering the amount of content they added to Blood Elves in the previous expansions about that, they have storylines related to that, so I guess this makes sense that it would not be here anymore. We can go to Fairbreeze Village, which looks great, actually. It looks pretty big, actually. What the heck is this? Oh, it's just some Blood Elves. Okay, cool. Completely normal now. I wonder what they have planned for these zones. Also, one thing I've noticed, you can't actually explore here quite yet, unfortunately. So even though we are here, we can't uncover the map. Although apparently we can uncover down there, which makes no sense, but you know, whatever, I guess. At least we can listen to the awesome music and take in these pretty nice looking ships, actually. Oh, look at these ships. Yeah. Hey, what was that? I saw something weird. Oh, there's a butterfly. I thought I saw like a square. Okay, we'll make our way over here. Hello, what's up here? Oh, it's just some telescopes. I always wanted to go up these towers actually, but you never can in the actual zone. But I guess, well, you know, we can fly now, so we fly now. You know, we'll head up to actual Silver Moon. That's where the fun begins, I guess. We get to explore almost all of Silver Moon. Although there are some weird things I've noticed, but don't worry about that. We'll worry about that later. Okay, we can go in the side gate. Okay, here we are, Silver Moon. Good old Silver Moon. So we can take in how it looks long before any NPCs populate it. I think if you played on the beta, you can explore this mind you, so this isn't completely unique. If people have showed you anything on the beta, it's a lot about Silver Moon, I imagine, but this is how you can explore in-game, like in retail. Like right now, you can just go do this, as long as you have a character who can like get past the invisible walls, which is actually quite a few characters you can get past invisible walls. Hello, training target dummies. Yeah. Also, this means we can actually use our mounts indoors. Not something you're not meant to be able to do this. I think that's a byproduct of us being in a place we're not supposed to be, though, and not necessarily a feature of the location. Oh, we can actually look at the map. Cool. We can see the Horde symbol here, and the game crashed. Yay. Now I gotta make my way all the way back there. Or plot twist, Blizzard snuffed us out. Okay, whatever, I guess. Blizz. Okay. I've got stuff to do, I guess. Actions. End of turn / battle. I need to fix this. This code is just wrong. Look how many conditional breaches I have low here. That's just like that for the entire list. If you ever wanted a good example of code, and this is how not to do it. It's just jumble mesh of making sure everything is correct. I don't think that's the worst part of it. If we go into here, not here actually. Where is it? It's this one. This one lags. Like if I click number 2, well, it's just completely lagged out. Okay, here we are. It will eventually load. And there's like so much here. I think I need to fix this as well. There's so much I need to fix to get this to work correctly now. Because there's a lot of things I didn't consider when making it, when building it up. But it's okay, I can just change the code, so eventually it will work normally. It'll just take a while to do anything. I think what I might have to do though is split these up into different like events and just have them call each other. The amount of stuff I have to do to get this to work. Okay, by the way, this game that I'm making, it's called Chicken, which is why down there it says chicken, literally. This game's just called Chicken. I wasn't very creative when it came to the title. I just thought I'd call it Chicken. And the idea is you play as a chicken and you got your party and it's an RPG. There's a lot more to it than that, but that's just a brief description. Yeah. By the way, if you're wondering why all this area is just got nothing, it's because this is where the text is going to be, so I left it blank. The battle is going to be here, and then your statuses is going to be down there, and the menus will be up here, so you have to choose your actions, like you choose to attack, or you choose to run away, or whatever, and all that good stuff. Okie dokie. I'm just kind of waiting now. I have to get back to Silver Moon anyway, so it'll probably take a while. So I'll call it. I'm gonna have a break, and when I get back there, I'll meet up with you guys. A quick comment here. I just love that I've effectively turned WoW into an escape room. Okay, you know what, we can come back in here, this works as well. Also, while I was off camera, I was just thinking about something, although now I can't actually remember what I was thinking about, which is kind of funny. If I remember, I'll bring it up, but I was thinking about stuff, but I just can't remember now. Anyway, let's go to good old Zilliman, because it's now actually a zone, so you know what, I'm going to check it out before anyone else can. Although I'm sure other people have already checked it out. Anyway, we'll make our way over here. I kind of want to see how you enter it as well. Hopefully we don't crash too many more times. It does take a while to get back here. It doesn't take too long, but it does take a bit because I have to wait for a horror leap cooldown or so. You know, we'll just ignore the gate. We can just fly straight over. This is where the raid would be. I remember doing this back in TBC Classic. I can't remember if I streamed this raid. I don't know. I can never remember. But there is something very new, and that is, what the heck is this sort of thing? Well, that's what we're going to find out, my friends. Now, you can't actually go here in the beta. You might be able to use Farsight or something to like look over there, but you can't actually go over here. But, well, considering how far we've gotten, I don't think that's going to stop us. So we're going to fly straight over to this new location. Now it's going to get very dark, but don't worry about that. And here we are. Now it's very foggy, but don't worry, I've got the perfect item to deal with the fog. I have the Inky-Back Potion. And there we go. It's going to be very dark, but we can see without having the fog everywhere. Although it might be a bit too dark, but whatever. I'm willing to sacrifice that considering you can see a lot better. And yeah, we can now explore this zone, which isn't even on the map, by the way. The only places I don't think I can get to is the Void Zone and this place. But we can explore this island, which is interesting. I should probably check out over here a little bit more before I fly on to the other places I want to show. There isn't too much to see in this part of the area. My guess is there might be like quests, maybe a raid entrance or something. You know, the usual stuff for WoW. Maybe a delve or two. Because if you look on the map for like Eversong, I think you can see like some places. Oh, it actually shows down there. I'll have to check that out there. But yeah, unfortunately the map's not going to be too helpful to us. But don't worry, we have the mini-map, which should be enough. Anyway, we're going to go over here. We're going to have a nice look at this area, which has dev cubes. There are dev cubes here. Look at them. Look how cool it is. It's a dev cube. Dev cubes. Yeah, that's how. That's because we're not meant to be here. We're not supposed to see the dev cubes. But yeah, because I managed to get here, like, we can look at them all their glory. Yeah, I haven't seen too many dev cubes in WoW in recent days, honestly. Okay, I didn't even take that off. Use our shout. Let's get a good look at these dev cubes. It looks like a Rubik's Cube, honestly. Is there anything inside it? No, it just kind of clips straight through it. I'm guessing these are like for effects. I wasn't expecting dev cubes when I came here, but this is cool. Look how cute it is. Okay. Okay, there's one over here. Let's see if this one, we can inspect this one a bit better. Let's go inside the dev cube. We are one with the dev cube. We are the dev cube. The dev cubes. I can say one thing for sure. You probably won't be seeing these dev cubes in the beta. Okay, I'm gonna stay away from inside there. We'll look at it from like afar. But yeah, looks pretty cool in there. It doesn't look like there's many places to go. It looks like you just run up there. I'm guessing this is like an altar or something. Although I am kind of amused that there are dev cubes everywhere. Okie dokie. I wonder how Silvermoon didn't notice this massive island that's just been here this entire time. And more dev cubes over here. Okay. A fell area over here. There's a lot of dev cubes over here, actually. It's weird because I came here. The reason I know about this is because I came here after I finished streaming. After I finished my last stream, and I came here because I figured out you were able to get out of bounds, and I didn't see any of these dev cubes here, so it's weird seeing them now. They're like everywhere. If you ever wondered what a dev cube is, it's basically an object in video games that basically has purpose. It basically has stuff assigned to it, and it's basically just there for to keep the game. It basically does stuff. Like it gives like you can give effects to them. You can there's a lot of things you can do with dev cubes basically. You know, we can go over here, we can have a nice look around here. Honestly, it looks pretty cool with the inky black potion, but I imagine if you're actually here, it wouldn't look like this. I imagine with Farsight or something, you wouldn't be able to navigate this. Fortunately, I know this trick, so I can see better than most. You can use this trick actually in when you go back in time in Hillsbrad, when you're like trying to rescue Frau. There's an area that's very foggy, and you can use the inky black potion to see better there. If anything, that place is a more fun place to explore because there's a lot more to offer. Okay, you can see some cool things over there. Once I'm done here, I'll try and head back to Silvermoon, although it's hard to tell which direction is which when you don't have a map. Or working map, I should say. We'll fly over here. Okay. Catacombs there. I'm not going to go inside, because, again, I don't want to get crashed or stuck. Yeah. Try and keep the crashes down. This looks like somewhere Moon Sunday would be. Okay, got some weird puddles here. They're like really black. Like, are these puddles meant to be black? Hang on. Maybe there isn't a puddle there, but necessarily, there isn't a puddle, but it's just, this area is just black. It's kind of weird. But yeah, this kind of makes you think of where Sunday was, because this is his shrine. I'm pretty sure it is, anyway. It's just missing that weird building where you go into his, like, lair and do quests. I'm thinking back to, like, BFA, by the way. When you last see Sunday. Oh, there's a boat over here. This is one of those Silvermoon ships. It kind of looks like a Zandalari ship, actually. Could Zandalari be involved in this somehow? Although I wouldn't put it past them. Okay, very rocky hill here. Let's fly over here. Get a nice look here. There's definitely a lot of things to see, at least. There's more dev cubes. Yeah. I can see an island over here. Let's go over here and then we'll come back. Yeah. Also, I know this isn't the best tour because of the wind effects, but it's the fastest way to get around, so it's better than me just slowly flying from point A to point B. Because otherwise there's not really a lot to look at. It looks like this island is like an island from the Dragon Isles. This looks like straight up just something from Dragonflight. To be fair, the whole zone kind of looks like something from Dragonflight, which is alright, you know, that's kind of what they're going for, I guess, but doesn't make it any less weird. Yeah, let's fly around here. We'll fly this way. We'll fly towards these, like, mountains, see if there's anything over here. Hope you guys are enjoying this little fine stream of me going places I really shouldn't be. Yeah, when I found this out of bounds, I knew I had to, like, stream it low, because I have to do it before the expansion releases. That way, people can see, oh, I got there first, haha! Okay, maybe not that, but still. Ooh, there's like an under mountain area. Cool. Although this kind of makes me think of like somewhere in Hellfire. This is like all fell. So much fell. Ah, good old fell. Some more dev cubes. They're everywhere. Have we been here? I think we might have been here. It's hard to say. These areas are kind of blended in together, and the fact that we don't have a map kind of makes it hard to tell. Oh, this dev cube has like this attached to it. Another thing that these dev cubes might be is they might be just placeholders for like what they have planned here. Okay, let's head back to Zilliman. We'll slowly come in from nowhere. And we'll move there so we can see a bit better. We can head back towards Silvermoon, and then we can call the stream out the Isle of Cordonis. I don't think we can go up there. You know that thing we saw earlier? That's what this is. We'll get a better look at it when we go over there. Actually, more specifically, we'll get a better look at it when we get to the Isle of Cordonis. Okay, there's a temple here. I'm guessing there might be lowers here then. Hopefully they're on our side. I wonder if we'll see the lowers from BFA again. I guess we'll find out. Also, I know this is very controversial, but I don't really like this kind of art style with these trees. Like, don't get me wrong, it looks fine, it just, it doesn't look like trees, it just looks like, like a tree you can, like, go up like a hill. Cool. But it doesn't, like, feel like a tree, it feels just like, it kind of is like those Christmas trees that, like, you know, they're not actual Christmas trees. With bark buffs. Okay, well, there's a flight bird here. I guess we can get a look at what we're going to be flying around in when we take flight masters. I suppose there's no dev cubes over here. I guess it makes sense, like, for it to be in the newer areas. The areas that we've yet to, you know, see. Because they're still working on it, I guess. I wonder, though, how long this has been here, though. Okay. But yeah, I wonder how long this has been here. Like, just waiting to be explored. Because this, because they've had, a while to... Oh, I've got stuck on this. This looks really cool, actually. Although it kind of makes me think of Black Ops. Like, this is like the weird cornfield that Woods and Bowman go through to get to the airplane. That's what it makes me think of anyway. I don't know why. It just does. But, okay, ooh. There's like stuff over here. Dawn Star Spire. Cool. I want to check down here, then we'll fly up here. Although we can't, actually I can, that's kind of funny. Actually, I think I can set the waypoint, but we can't actually see it, on screen anywhere, which is weird. I'll get rid of that. Jeez. There is one glitch I remember that you could do to get outside Stratholme in just the regular gameplay. I'm not sure if you can use that to get over here, but I'm not really gonna find out. We're gonna just go this way. I want to check out what this is, and then we'll head back to Silvermoon. Well, it says there's a quest there, but there is no quest there. It's a lie. There's no NPCs. Yeah, this is an instance version of the zone, so there's not really anything here. What the heck is this? Is this always here? Oh no, this is the island, of course, yes. I remember now. So what happens if we go over here? Hopefully it doesn't crash me. Bye-bye, boop. Only I could say boop. Listen here, you. I get to just say one thing, and I chose that one thing, so don't steal it from me. You know what this might be? This might be that weird little, back in Classic, there was this weird little, area that you could, like, if you swam along from, like, here, you would find, like, a little area that had a tower, and this might be just that. Maybe they're expanding the lore on that. Okay, anyway, let's go towards Silvermoon now. We're almost, approaching a long time in a stream. I wonder if I can do my next stream after this. I'll have to take a break and such, but I should probably better if I reinstall WoW before I do any more streams. I'm having that issue with OBS. I'll see what I can do actually. I'll check the settings, and then I'll go from there and I'll decide, I guess, myself. Ooh, there's a place up here we can go to. Cool. Yeah. I know the Blood RPs are going to be mildly happy to see this place in check. I don't know if you can come here where I am for like RPs. I don't think you can get too many people over here. Sorry. Jeez. I'm having a cough attack. Maybe you could, if you're able to get a warlock and 2 other players out here, you might be able to summon people, but other than that, I can't think of any reason you would want to explore these out of bounds outside of seeing what there is to see. Mind you, there is a lot to see in the regular, like, Silvermoon as is. Like, if you have a demon hunter, there's a lot you can do. Okay, got these floating, like, houses. Oh, well, they're not really houses, they're just, like, little areas, I guess. Some of your spire is all the way up here now. Okay. I think this is one of the buildings we can actually go in. Can have a nice look around there. Have a look at these paintings. Can see these dragon orcs. Let me go take off the HUD so you guys can kind of see all these lovely paintings and these elves. I like to imagine this stuff as contact starts. Oh, there's a ball. That's actually moving. Hang on. Hang on a minute. Hold it. Hold it. Okay, there's a bottle that pours itself. Magical wine bottles! I imagine this is where, there's like, actually doodads in there that move. I wonder if that's where, Lothar will be. Okay. Oh, we can get a better look at, this. My guess is what this might be. This might be the Dark Heart. Because it kind of looks like it. It's also kind of like Dementius' weird little thing he's got inside of him. Anyway, as you can see, it's directly above there, so I guess we'll find out what's over there in a bit. I don't think we can go up there, mind you. I don't think we can anyway. But we're going to check out over here. This is where the Blood starting zone it would be. Sunstrider Island. This is where players would make their characters, if you were a Blood Elf anyway. This is where you would start the, like, adventure and you would slowly make your way, like, downwards. Which makes me wonder, actually, what do they do for the bridge? Because this would normally connect you straight into Silvermoon. Well, the ruins of Silvermoon. It looks like it still does. They just added more to it. They didn't add this. They didn't have this bridge here, that's for sure. Okay, now let's head to the Outer Cordanis, where our adventure is gonna come to an end, sadly. Mostly because I don't really have much else to explore. Hang on, what's this over here? I think underwater has a lot of stuff, but I'm afraid to go in the water after what happened earlier now. I might just crash again. Okay. Ooh, there's stuff back there. Cool. I'm still kind of scared to explore anywhere indoors that I know doesn't necessarily crash. You know, we can go down here and get a better look at whatever this is. A black hole, clearly. It kind of makes me think of, if you ever went to Ice Crown during Shadowlands, it kind of looks like when the sky was opened up. Anyway, let's make our way over here. We can fly straight into the Sunwell itself. We can, you know, take a dip into it. It's actually very shallow. They just put a puddle here. And I think if we look straight up, yeah, we can see the thing up there. Unfortunately, my name's kind of in the way, but you can see it. But yeah, you can see it up there if I like look up like this. Just chilling there. Instead of looking in first person. I remember the raid of Sunwell Plateau. But what do you mean no path available? This is obviously different to the actual raid. I think the Sunwell can be seen in a lot of different scenarios, to be fair, nowadays. But okay, let's head up here. I want to see if like the weird village and measures of terrace are up here. So we can have a look at them. Oh, I'm stuck. Okay, we're good. This is where you would have to do all the quests for like everyone, like the like Shattered Sun Offensive, when you would like come here for the first time back in the day, and you would run around doing daily quests. Okay. Oh, you can actually go up here. That's cool. This is where the raid would be. This is where the raid would start, and you would go around and slowly make your way up towards the actual Sunwell Plateau. It's funny because you can still follow that route, which works, but I don't know why you would. Okie dokie, that's kind of here. I guess we can call the stream by like flying up there, but let's head over here first. I know there used to be boats over here. But other than that, I don't think there's much else noteworthy. I do wonder what will happen if you go that way. Okay, can we go in here, or this just... no, just stop us. Invisible walls again. The meeting zone, which is actually where it would be normally. I think you can fly into this one though, so yeah, you can like actually get a look above the dungeon. Can RP here, I guess. I know I'm thinking like RP everywhere apparently. I'm just thinking like generally this would be a pretty good place to like just chill. Whole guild meetings. Okay, can I go this way? Does this lead anywhere? Looks like it does. Where does this lead to? Yeah, it looks pretty cool in there. I like how this rotates. It's spinning! Okay, ooh. Okay. I'm not going to go too far into here in case it crashes, but this looks pretty cool. Let's head out of here. So what's this way then? Does this just take you down here? Yeah, it just takes you down here. So let's go back to where we were a second ago. This weird landing over here. This is where you would like run out and you would see like, oh no! And then Caligos would come here and be like, don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna murder you. Okay, he doesn't say that, but... what else are they gonna put up here then, actually? Like, there's so much decoration and such. There's a telescope here. There's none of that weird scaffolding over here either. I think you can go in this side and look down at the sunwell from this angle as well. Can I like fly through this? Yeah, I can. Okay, let's fly up to here. I want to see, does this actually take us anywhere? So we're going to just oof ourselves. If the game will let us anyway. And we are getting closer. This is actually getting kind of scary. I mean, we're able to go towards it. Oh, I can't look. Oh no, I ran out of air. Go towards it. Oh, we just go inside of it. Okay. Cool. Alright. It was a bit scary, but, you know, we'll just leave it now. So we'll just dive bomb Dragon Ball Z style. One thing I haven't tried though, now that I think about it, is I don't think I've tried dying, so you know what? Since we're already here, let's just oof ourselves. Whee! So what happens if we die? I don't think it liked me dying. It really did not like me dying. Oh, okay. Is Elgrave actually way up there? Jeez. It's gonna be a long walk. I'm just gonna accept the red sickness. So wait, are we back in the normal world? We are. I don't think we can get back to Elgrave anyway, because it would be beyond the loading transitions. Hello. At least we're surrounded by NPCs again. But yeah, I think that's it for this exploration. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to leave a like and subscribe. Next time I'll do a proper stream where I actually continue the progress, but I need to reinstall the game, I guess. Or just adjust some things so things don't go wrong. Or both, I don't know. Either way. I'm gonna call it here. So, till next time. Boop!